Alexander the Great conquered most of the known world before the age of 33. Yet the man who survived countless battles may have been defeated by something far less dramatic. Not an army, not an assassin, not a rival king, a fever, or perhaps something far more complicated. For more than 2,000 years, historians, doctors, and scientists have debated the final days of one of history's greatest conquerors. What exactly killed Alexander the Great? This is Diagnosing the Past. Today's case file, diagnosing Alexander the Great's final illness. In 323 BC, Alexander stood at the height of his power. His empire stretched from Greece to Egypt, through Persia, and into India. No king in history had conquered so much territory so quickly. Official history records that Alexander died in Babylon in June of 323 BC. But the ancient sources leave behind a mystery. Some accounts describe a gradual illness. Others hint at poisoning. Some details appear medically significant. Others seem contradictory. 2,000 years later, the diagnosis remains disputed. To understand what happened, we need to reconstruct the final days of the patient. Our most important sources come from later historians. Arrian, Plutarch, Diodorus Siculus, and Curtius Rufus all preserve accounts derived from earlier records that no longer survive. The most detailed evidence comes from what scholars call the Royal Journal, a day-by-day account of Alexander's final illness. According to these records, Alexander attended a banquet in Babylon in late May 323 BC. Babylon sat in modern-day Iraq. The city was surrounded by marshes and standing water. Following the banquet, Alexander reportedly developed a fever. At first, the symptoms appeared mild. He continued performing religious sacrifices and military planning, but the fever did not disappear. Day after day it worsened. The Royal Journal reports that Alexander continued giving orders from his bed. Soon he struggled to walk. His officers began carrying him. The fever remained persistent. Ancient accounts suggest he remained mentally alert. He recognized visitors. He communicated with commanders. He continued discussing future campaigns. But physically, his condition deteriorated. The illness lasted approximately 11 to 14 days. That detail matters. Many sudden poisonings act faster. Many battlefield injuries act differently. Alexander had no obvious combat wound, no recorded trauma, no evidence of assassination during the illness itself. As the days passed, he lost strength. Eventually, he became unable to speak. According to Plutarch, soldiers filed past his bedside. Alexander reportedly acknowledged them with eye movements and gestures. Soon afterward, he died. He was 32 years old. Then another strange detail emerged. Several ancient writers claimed Alexander's body showed little sign of decomposition for days after death. To some observers, this suggests a divinity. To modern investigators, it raises a different question. Was Alexander truly dead when observers thought he was? Or does this detail simply reflect legend added later? The evidence becomes more complicated the closer we look. One explanation is poisoning. This theory has survived since antiquity. Ancient rumors claim political enemies secretly poisoned Alexander during the banquet. The idea is attractive. Alexander's sudden death created a power vacuum. Many powerful individuals benefited from his absence. Poison also makes for a dramatic story, but the medical evidence creates problems. Most known poisons available in the ancient world acted quickly. Many cause violent symptoms, convulsions, severe vomiting, rapid collapse. The surviving accounts describe none of these clearly. Instead, Alexander's illness progressed gradually over nearly 2 weeks. That timeline weakens a poisoning theory considerably. The second explanation is malaria. Babylon's environment makes this plausible. Marshlands provide ideal breeding grounds for mosquitoes. Ancient Mesopotamia experienced malaria outbreaks. The symptoms fit several parts of the record: fever, weakness, gradual decline, periods of worsening illness. But malaria often follows recurring fever cycles. The ancient descriptions do not clearly mention this pattern, nor do they explain every symptom recorded by later writers. The fit is possible, but not perfect. The third explanation is typhoid fever, a bacterial infection spread through contaminated food or water. Many modern medical historians consider this one of the strongest candidates. Typhoid commonly causes prolonged fever, progressive weakness, abdominal complications. Mental clarity may remain intact during portions of the illness. Importantly, typhoid often unfolds over several days or weeks. That timeline closely matches Alexander's final illness. Researchers have also noted that Babylon's sanitation conditions could have allowed such an infection to spread easily. Yet, typhoid has its own weaknesses. Ancient sources do not consistently describe the digestive symptoms often associated with severe cases. The evidence remains incomplete. A fourth explanation has emerged in modern scholarship: an autoimmune neurological disorder. One proposed condition is Guillain-Barré syndrome, a rare disease in which the immune system attacks the nervous system. This theory attempts to explain two unusual details: the apparent paralysis and the delayed decomposition story. Some researchers suggest Alexander may have become increasingly paralyzed while remaining conscious. Ancient observers may have mistaken profound paralysis for death. This would explain reports that his body appeared unusually preserved. But the theory relies heavily on interpreting sources written centuries later. The evidence is intriguing, yet far from conclusive. So, which diagnosis best fits the available evidence? Poisoning remains the most famous explanation, but fame is not evidence. The timeline simply does not align well with most ancient poisons. The illness was too gradual, too prolonged, too medically consistent. Malaria remains possible. Babylon provided the right environment. Several symptoms overlap, yet the records lack some of malaria's classic patterns. The strongest explanation remains an infectious disease, specifically typhoid fever or a similar severe bacterial infection. It best accounts for prolonged fever, the progressive physical decline. But this case leaves us with a deeper prescription about power, leadership, and human limits. Alexander built an empire around a single man, himself. His victories created an image of invincibility, an image so powerful that even those around him struggled to imagine a world without Alexander. Yet, beneath the legend was a human body, a body vulnerable to exhaustion, disease, and the same biological limits that govern every life. In our own time, many leaders fall into a similar trap. We carry enormous responsibilities. We manage crises. We chase ambitious goals and push through fatigue, believing that what we are building is too important to stop. Health becomes something we will deal with later. Alexander's final illness is a reminder that later is never guaranteed. No matter how much power, influence, or responsibility we possess, our health remains a foundation beneath everything else. Without it, the careers we build, the institutions we lead, and the plans we make can unravel far faster than we expect. His death exposed another weakness. Alexander conquered an empire, but he failed to build a system that could function without him. He named no clear successor. He created no stable transition of power. The empire depended on continued survival of one extraordinary individual. When that individual disappeared, the structure began to fracture. Within years, his generals were fighting each other. The empire splintered. Decades of conflict followed. In the end, a microscopic pathogen may have revealed the greatest vulnerability in Alexander's rule. Not a military weakness, not a political rival, but the dangerous assumption that one person could carry an empire forever. The lesson is timeless. Strong leaders matter, but strong institutions matter more. And no achievement is so important that it places us beyond the limits of our own humanity. Alexander's empire transformed history, but his final illness transformed his empire. History isn't just dates. It's evidence waiting to be read. If you want to see the next case file, subscribe. Next video, the disease that rewired civilization, the Black Death.